So here we go again.
So margaritas.
Margaritas.
Are we still sequencing the episodes? Episode 3.
Yeah, 3-ish. You know, the order may be a little different. You know, we'll figure
3 might
it
come
out
out before 2. Who knows? Anything
never
goes.
know.
It's quarantine.
Still in quarantine.
Still in quarantine for the foreseeable future.
Not a lot of difference.
Mm-hmm. Working through the basics.
Yeah.
Basic cocktails. Doing the margarita today because who doesn't like a margarita? And just kind of thought this would be a good thing to use with stuff we already had on hand. You know, we'll get into the weirder drinks as we go, but let's just get through the basics. Everybody knows. Yeah, nobody's really watched us to know how to make a margarita, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know how to make a margarita.
Yeah, we'll get once the world reopens, we can get more.
We'll get a little bit more esoteric.
Yeah, it's hard to find some of the spirits and the liqueurs that you need
it's very true
for the more unique.
It's hard to find decent rum.
It's impossible to find decent rum. You can find some good aged rum.
Yeah,
but good Blanco rum is.
But we're not here to talk about rum right now.
We're
going to
on
talk about tequila. So I'm going to whip up a little margarita. I'm going to tell them a little bit about some thoughts about tequila.
Yeah. So tequila, 2 categories of tequila. First and foremost, real tequila, 100% blue agave. That's what everybody should be drinking. Then you've also got your mixed, which has to be at least 51% agave, but it doesn't have to be from true blue agave or anything of that nature. And that's when you get into like your gold tequila with added coloring and stuff to make it gold. There is no such thing as gold tequila naturally. Tequila, Blanco, Reposado, Añejo. Those are your 3 main categories, and then as recent as 2006, extra añejos as well are now recognized by the Mexican government. Tequila is a very highly regulated spirit, more than most others, believe it or not. So tequila's got to come from where?
The Weber Blue Agave from the Tequila region and a couple of places outside of Jalisco.
And everything next door there,
next door, yeah.
So, now we've a couple of drinks we've already made for you. Maybe you've seen. We've been stirring. However, shaking a drink. Main reason to maybe shake a cocktail is
you want to effervesce it. You want to make it effervescent. You want to add some air to the product. That's why we don't shake a gin martini, because you don't want air there that's going to bring forth the bitter flavors from the herbs and aromatics of the gin and the vermouth.
And then also, citrus. Yeah. Whenever you're incorporating citrus you should really be shaking it. Because otherwise, to move it through.
We're doing the old shake and dump today. We're doing the shake and dump because...
long story short, we're kind of short on ice.
Kind of short on ice. But also, I don't mind a shake and dump with a margarita. It keeps that nice kind of almost carbonated effect that you lose from straining. So if you hand that to somebody right away, especially at a house party, it's just kind of fun.
So we got one. We've got another one.
You'll notice I'm putting a little bit of sugar in my margarita. I normally put a little bit of simple syrup, but I'm going to use real sugar here. So
tequila, triple sec, i.e. orange liqueur, fresh lime juice. Your true basics. Mm-hmm. And again, a little simple usually.
That's
a little sweeter. You've got places where they'll put a splash of orange juice. And there's so many variations, obviously.
The Tommy's Margarita, which has just all agave, so it's agave, lime, and tequila.
Yeah. So there's a lot of variations, but again, on these first few episodes, we're doing the true classic representation.
That's what I want in a margarita.
So, exactly.
Not that I don't mind a Tommy's or whatever here and there, but...
But I can't stress enough, if you go to a bar and they don't have fresh lime juice, don't get a margarita. And just don't. There's no version of a margarita mix that exists that is worth anything.
Yeah, people still tell us to go easy on the mix, and I'm like, mix?
There is,
on. You think I'm putting mix in your margarita?
Yeah. Lime juice, people. Fresh lime juice.
But, the margarita is kind of interesting, and I'll let Neil shake this up, and we can talk.
So we can actually speak. And numero dos.
Excellent Spanish.
Ah, see.
So the story with the margarita, there's so many stories with the margarita. I'll be writing about this a little bit this week, I think. But So you can go online, you can Google the history of the margarita. Every bartender's got their story of what it was named after, who it was named after. So if you look up everybody's articles online, I think they all just are basically plagiarizing off of each other. But most of them tell the story. There's 3 different bartenders all around the late 1930s to the mid 1940s. One person who's credited is not actually a bartender. She was a Dallas socialite, excuse me. But all these people claim to have invented it. Usually it was a woman named Margaret or a woman named Marjorie. Rita Hayworth was one person it was supposedly named after. But I tend to side with Dave Wondrich on this one, as usual. There's a drink called a Daisy, which is typically made with cognac, but it can be made with basically anything, gin, what have you. And that would be made with the same proportions as this cocktail, except it would have used a different spirit. And it would generally use lemon because limes weren't particularly available, I think, a lot of places and in the northern climes at those times. So this is a Daisy, and Daisy in Spanish is margarita. So I think that's kind of case closed. But one caveat, knowing how bartenders are, I also believe that it was named after every single one of those Margaritas and Marjories and any other pretty girl with a name that halfway close to Margarita.
I said, I'm naming this drink for you, darling.
Yeah, because we didn't have the internet back then. You go on a vacation to Acapulco, some charming bartender tells you that he named this drink after you. You've never heard of it before, so you go back home to Texas or Iowa, Arkansas, wherever the hell you're from, and you go back and you say, I went on this vacation to Mexico, and they named this drink after me.
Yeah.
But we do know that Jose Cuervo was advertising it in the mid-1940s, so the drink was at least popular by mid-1940s. So whichever one or all of those ladies, they can all, they and their grandchildren can continue to claim it was named after them. I'm not going to kick up a fuss about it, but in my mind, it was most likely just the literal translation of Daisy, by some bilingual bartender. And I don't know.
Yeah. But it's just
where's the fun in that, though?
Yeah, but it's a cocktail for a lot of people that don't really know cocktails. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not in a bad way. Because it's a great fucking cocktail.
And I think sometimes people forget what a great cocktail it is, and myself included, because it's drunk in such, party atmospheres. It's your ultimate, I don't know what I want, margaritas! Yeah. And then you have the frozen margarita. Exactly. Did you ever throw a fork in a blender to break it so you wouldn't have to make them during service?
No, just regularly.
You've heard of that, right?
Yeah. My blenders
the blender was broken.
They're regularly broken. I tend to only employ myself in places where we don't even have blenders. Yeah. So
that's one nice thing about doing craft cocktails. The drinks take longer on the whole, but no more damn blender.
Yeah. I worked at a pretty high volume Mexican restaurant in San Diego for a while, and this was kind of the pre-Oasis machines and the blending, machines, if you will. And I stood in a service well on a busy Friday, Saturday night amongst, no exaggeration, 8 blenders. So I've blended a lot of cocktails in my day.
The margarita machine dates back to the early 70s.
Oh.
Yeah. Seemed a little early for me. I would have thought that was an 80s invention, but almost barely post-dates Woodstock.
Wow. That's interesting. Yeah.
Salt or no salt?
It should have salt.
Yeah, I agree.
In the simplest of terms. However,
at the very least, like half the rim.
Yeah. Most, if not a lot of people, though, ask for a salted margarita, and then what do? Drink it through a straw.
They drink it through a straw.
So you're kind of, but look, take a nice little lick, and then enjoy your drink. That's how it should be.
And please don't spend your money on margarita salt. This is kosher salt. Everybody uses kosher. Every bartender I know uses kosher salt.
I don't think I've ever worked at a bar that didn't just use standard kosher salt. We steal it from the kitchen.
That's exactly.
That's how we've been doing it for years. So
and then making flavored margaritas.
Actually, I'm not against flavored margaritas in general.
We made those one the dirty little secret.
Yes.
I had some raspberries going bad a couple weeks ago, so I made a little simple syrup. Smash up the raspberries into some sugar and water, or you can do it just straight into a simple syrup. Strain it out. Use a half an ounce of that in a margarita. I'm not mad at it. A
little bit of fruit in a margarita is amazing. Just like you said, a simple,
just like everything, no artificial flavor.
Or, muddle a couple fresh berries in it.
I can't believe we're saying this right now.
I know.
But you know what's funny? It's when you're making a drink for yourself, you don't mind going through anything you'd make fun of somebody for.
Right.
I had a young lady ask for, she goes, can I have a lime margarita? And I was like, so...
A margarita?
And she's like, oh, oh yeah, I guess so. And then, like, some people, I remember going to places like, you know, if you go to a place that's a national chain or something where, you know, Mick Sparky's Irish pub, whatever, and they got like a margarita list.
Yeah,
That's like
12 margaritas.
12 margaritas, and you start to order them by flavor, and that's where we start getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Well, anyway, let's enjoy this margarita.
Yes.
Take care, people. Be safe, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We were rolling. We didn't do our intro.
Oh, shit.
But I didn't want to, like, cut it, but,
Oh, yeah.
should we... What should we do here? Should we clean this off? Just kind of reset it real quick?
Yeah, let's just reset it real quick.
We're going to have the drinks, though. We can just take them off the counter.
Or you know what we can do? We can just say goodbye with the introduction.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. That's better. So, yeah, let's just put this kind of back later.
So anyway, I'm Kevin.
I'm Neil.
And this is Two Bored Bartenders.
Have a drink with us.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.